You want to know what's going on? Let me tell you the story of Rayman. In Rayman's world, nature and people live together in peace. The Great Protoon provides and maintains the harmony and balance in the world. Sorry, folks, this apparently can't last. One fateful day, the evil Mr. Dark steals the Great Protoon and defeats Batilla the Fairy as she tries to protect it. The Electoons who used to gravitate all around it lose their natural stability and scatter all over the world. Troublesome, isn't it? And untidy, too. In this now unbalanced world, strange phenomena begin to occur. Freaks and hostile characters appear, capturing every Electoon they can find. They definitely need a hero to save them now! Don't you think? Rayman to the rescue!
No problem.
Go and free the Electoons, Rayman, and bring back the Great Protoon from its mysterious kidnapper. But will the bad guys let him do it?
So, this is a new walkthrough and the first of the account JTG Master 456. This game is Rayman, and Rayman is a 2D platforming game. The main protagonist is Rayman, and the antagonist, or the main antagonist, is Mr. Dark. In this game you need to go through 40 levels, each of which are in a different world. The worlds are the Dream Forest, Banland, Blue Mountains, Pitch City, the Caves of Scots, and Candy Chateau. To begin with, we'll be starting with the Dream Forest, as that is the first world in the game. The levels are pretty easy, but they do get harder along the way. This is the map, where you will be able to access any level in the game, as long as you've got that far. Other levels will unlock as you process through the game. To begin with, only one level is available, and that's Pink Plant Woods of the Dream Forest. Now, as I said, this level will be very easy, seeing as it is the first level. These blue circle things that we're getting are called tings. You can climb up vines, you can walk around, you can jump, and you can grimace at the moment. That statue looking thing with Rayman on it was a life. The red circle with a P in it is a power sphere, and this gives you hit points for Rayman. So it's kind of gives you more hit points to a life. Without the P, you may have noticed before we got it, we only had 3 hit points, but now we have 5. During the first world of the game, you're going to get a lot of lives. Just make sure you don't lose them. You're going to need them for the harder parts of the game. Around the worlds of Rayman, in some levels, you may find the Magician. The Magician can teleport you to a different, area, where you have to get a certain amount of tings in a certain amount of time to get a life. You will need 10 tings to be able to get to this level though, so make sure you have 10 tings on you before even going to the Magician. Some magicians are hidden better than others, but here it isn't very well hidden. As you can see, that was pretty simple. The Magician tasks do get harder, and also the further along the game you get, the more tings you have to collect in these Magician stages. This also gives you a profit of tings, seeing as you pay in 10 tings, and then you'll get the amount from the Magician level back. So I think the highest is around 20 tings to to get, so that would give you 10 tings profit, of course. Now, you may have just noticed the ledge above. Unfortunately, we can't get to there yet. We need the power hang, which we will get from the next level. But at the moment, we can't even get cages. We can't even break down cages because we don't even have the first ability that Tilla the Fairy gives you, which is Punch, which we'll get right now in this Batilla the Fairy stage. There are 5 abilities that you can get from Batilla in the game. The first is Punch, which we just got. The second is Hang. The third is Grab. And the fourth is Helicopter Hair. And the final one is Run. Now that we have Punch, we can break open cages, which is the main point of the game. You have to free all the Electoons from all the cages in the game, otherwise you can't even complete it. You can't even get to the last stage. You can't beat Mr. Dark without freeing every single Electoon in the whole game. Down here in this little patch of water, you're going to need to shoot a plum down there, because Rayman cannot swim. Do not try going into water because Rayman will drown and you will lose a life. You may have noticed that I picked up a golden fist down there. What a golden fist does is makes your punch stronger, makes defeating enemies a lot easier. Now these other types of power-ups, the speed punch. There are 3 types of speed of punch in the game. The first is normal, kind of slow. Well, normal, yeah, normal. And then the second one, after you've got 1 speed power up, is just faster. And then the final one is very fast. We have very fast at the moment. And speeds are one of my favourite power ups actually, because they are very, 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 very helpful. I hate it when I have a really slow, well, normal speed of fist, because it's actually quite slow. And having a speedier fist and a gold fist is much, much easier to use, and, well, it does more damage obviously, so that's what you want. Now you may notice that there are lives above water. Do not try and jump for the life, you will not survive, because you will get the life or not, and then you will just drown and lose it. What you need is a plum, and there are several plums around this level, and you need to get them into those water patches and, well, just swim along on the plum. Or get on the plum and let the plum lead the way to the life, or whatever's in the water. As I say, never, ever, ever, ever try and get on water. You will never, well, yeah, you'll never land on the water, ever. So there are actually quite a lot of lives in this part. I'm surprised, really, but I'm not complaining. You may have noticed already that some things appear at random times. Well, you hear a noise when anything appears, and this is usually a kind of, well, ting sort of noise. You will recognise it after a while. You'll hear one now. See? Did you hear that? Those things appeared after that noise went off, or during that noise. This is near the end of Pink Plant Woods now. Let's just get that final wait. We have 3 cages missing because we didn't have punch. So we're going to have to come back to Pink Plant Woods after we've got the ability to hang. And then we can complete Pink Plant Woods. And only then. So let's head on to Anguish Lagoon, where we can get the move or the ability hang.